Hello, are you here to debate? Hello?
Hello, how's it going? Hey,
What's up? You here to debate?
I am.
All right, what's your name, age, and pronouns?
My name is Jaden. I'm 18, and my pronouns are he, him. Okay, I'm here to talk about real issues today. I'm here to talk about real issues. Am I on TikTok right now? I know you're live
No,
on Twitch, right? Are you on TikTok
I'm
as
live on
well?
everything.
Sick. Okay. Let's
Okay.
see. I guess I kind of want to see, like, why do we want to abolish police? Like, I feel like it's kind of a, well, I'm echoing. I feel like it's kind of like do we think that laws should exist?
Yep.
So how do we enforce those laws without police or prisons?
Why do the laws need to be enforced?
Because without enforcement, you don't have laws, right? Like, why would you not enforce laws? How do you
I'm
how do you have
sorry.
a society
I'm
with
sorry.
laws?
Do you think laws don't exist without enforcement of those laws? What if
Absolutely, yeah.
just
Laws don't exist without enforcement. If you
run
can't
a
enforce
thought
the laws,
hold
then
on,
there's no purpose to having them,
hold on.
right?
Run a thought experiment with me. What if I say, "Hey
Yeah,
everybody,
sure.
it's wrong. It's illegal to murder somebody." And everyone says, "Okay,
Right.
if you murder somebody, you go to jail." Whatever we want to say, sure. But no one ever commits the crime of murder, so the law never has to be enforced because we have a society where
Right.
literally nobody murders. Does this mean that the law
Right.
doesn't exist because nobody's enforcing that law?
I would say the law serves no purpose in existing.
So we can just get rid of the law.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if nobody's committing murder, why would you need the law?
Okay, so if we can make a society in which people don't commit crime, we wouldn't need police.
We wouldn't need laws in general. So your point is that we don't need laws. I asked if we needed laws.
No. My
If
point
laws
is
should
that
exist.
here's my point. I'll go over my entire point with you.
Yeah,
Police
go ahead.
don't exist as law enforcement. That's not what police actually do because police break the law all the time. It's not about enforcing laws. It's not even about protecting people. Police just exist as a tool of violence utilized by the state to protect private property interests. That's all police do. They don't do anything else.
Okay, so police don't enforce laws at all, or are you saying like at all? Like they're entirely ineffective at enforcing laws.
They're 100% ineffective at enforcing laws. Yeah.
Okay. You think there's data to support that? I feel like it's a. I guess I don't have data to support that they don't.
The fact that police only
Say what?
the fact that police only solve 14% of property crime, I think enforces that like pretty substantially, right? They're wholly ineffective at enforcing
No.
the law. No.
Okay, so police solve 14% of property crime in general, or property crime that's been reported to them.
Well, if crime is not being reported to them, how did they enforce the law?
I'm just asking. So is that data based on?
Wait, let me just ask you. It's based on reported crime, but let me just ask you a question because maybe I have my wires crossed.
Sure.
What do you think it means to enforce the law? What do you think that means?
Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Say it again. Say it again.
What do you think it means to enforce the law?
Oh, well, that's a hard question. I guess like if there are laws, you sort of take people to jail and then litigate against them, like have judges and courts. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, what's the purpose of the question?
I would say enforcing the law means that you would make sure those laws don't get broken. Like part of enforcing law would be to make sure that people obey the law, and then punishing the people that do break the law. But police don't stop people from committing the crimes because the crimes still happen. And when they do happen, police aren't punishing the people that do them because they're only solving 14% of those crimes. So I would say they're
solving 40% of property crimes.
Yeah, they only solve 30 to 40% of violent crime, and those are the only two types of crime. So they're net negative on both.
That's a really big percentage that they're solving.
40%.
So they're solving 30 to 40%. Yeah, they're solving that many. That means that 30 to 40% of violent people who commit violent crimes are are enforced against?
Well, no, solving a crime doesn't even mean that somebody went to jail. It just means they figured out who might have done it. Right? They can solve a crime,
Okay.
they can clear a crime without a person ever experiencing jail time. But that's not even
Oh,
half.
okay.
It's less than half.
But when you solve a crime, when a crime is solved, I guess, then that means that. So what's the problem then? If police are doing their job because at that point it gets handed off to the courts and not the police, right?
Wait, so again,
If they're solving crime by doing their job.
Again, when it
if
comes,
they're solving crime, they're doing their job, right?
Well, they're not solving the bulk of crime. They're not even solving half of the crimes that happen.
Okay, but they're solving 30 to 40%. Is that better than zero?
Let me ask you a question. Like, let's say.
Wait. Is 30 to 40% better than 0% of crime?
If I had a plate full of shit and I took off 30% of the shit, would you eat the plate? Would you eat the rest of the shit? Would you go, this is fine?
There's a lot less shit on the plate. There'd be a lot. I would rather eat 30% shit. I'd rather eat 30% less shit than 100% shit.
How about you don't eat any shit? Wouldn't it be better to not eat any shit?
Yeah, but we exist in a society where we need to eat shit, right?
Yeah, I think you're just
obviously
trying
to snap away all crime.
It's just weird that we're bootlicking for police when police aren't doing their jobs properly.
But they're solving 30% of crime. It sounds like they're doing their job.
That's bad. They're solving 30%. That's bad.
Okay, so your problem isn't that police need to be abolished. It's that they're not as effective. So why don't we fund police more then?
I've already explained to you. Can you repeat back to me what my stance was? Because I've already laid it out for you.
Your stance was, no, go ahead. Can you repeat it back to me?
Yeah, it's that police are a tool of violence utilized by the state to protect private property interests. And we can see this when we look at the fact that police don't really solve crime to begin with. They merely are there to be used as violence against communities when those communities or people act in a way that the state does not favor.
Okay, yeah, act in a way that the state does not favor means that they're going against the laws of the country.
That's not entirely true.
The state doesn't like when people commit crimes.
That isn't true. Look at the way police respond to like peaceful protests all the time. Those peaceful protests aren't breaking the law. We even see it when protests that have proper permits. Police will still be agitators. This isn't.
Wait. They're also okay. You said that the state. They're enforcing things that the state wants, and the state doesn't. The state want people to not commit crimes.
I'm sorry. Are you listening to the words that I'm saying?
So saying that. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're just straw manning my position here. I'm saying
I'm
that
not.
Yes, you are, because I'm literally talking about one thing, and you're arguing something else that I'm not arguing here. My argument is that when it comes to police, they are going to prioritize the state's interest in private property more than they prioritize the life of people in the community. We can see this in the fact that police in the United States are under no legal obligation to protect people. There was a whole Supreme Court case about it, Castle Rock v. Gonzalez.
I know about that, yeah.
They're under no legal. So if for some reason like you're doing a B&E, a police will shoot and kill you. And they don't care because it's not about protecting the people in the community. It's about, yes, it is.
If you're doing a crime that allows the police to shoot you, then they'll shoot you, but they can't legally shoot you.
Why should police be able to kill you for a non-violent offense?
I don't think that they do that. Well, okay. So first of all,
you don't think police kill people for doing non-violent?
First of all, people in society are allowed to. People in society are allowed to.
Hold on. Wait. No.
Kill
Stop.
people
we need
for
to go back a
non-violent
second
offenses.
here. We need to go back a second here. You think the police don't kill people for like doing nothing? They do this all the time.
They do that in certain cases, but that's not the entirety. That doesn't represent the entirety of.
Yes, but the fact that they're allowed to do this is the problem.
I don't know about allowed to. Derek Chauvin was.
You don't know about allowed to? The police.
Yeah,
I
don't know about allowed to. Derek Chauvin was incarcerated. When they do it,
I'm sorry.
When they do it, they are fired. When they do it, they're fired because they're not doing their job correctly. Breonna Taylor.
That is a really stupid thing.
It's an example, but
they weren't. Wait, they faced no fucking repercussions for killing Breonna Taylor.
Nobody was fired or put on leave or exited out of the police force.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So now when we kill people, we just might lose our job?
Okay, wait, but you said that the police aren't required to uphold the law. If they're upholding the law, okay,
That's
no,
the
they're not
problem,
put in
bro.
jail, but
Are
they're
you
fired
joking
from their
right
job.
now?
Yes, because they did their
Are you
job
joking right
incorrectly.
now?
They
Are
did
you
their job
joking right now?
incorrectly.
Are you joking right now? That's the
I'm not
problem.
kidding.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you just a basic question. The police that killed Breonna Taylor, should they be in jail right now? Yes or no?
Yes, I'll say yeah, absolutely.
Why aren't they?
Because we have a problem with, well, it's more of these standards that are set for police that it's really difficult to, if we want the police to be able to function in society, we kind of have to give them a little leniency. I don't think that they should have been given leniency in this case,
Leniency?
but they sort of need to be given leniency so that they can do their job correctly.
They were given leniency. So you kill a woman in her home, and that you leniency. That's what you get.
So okay, they acted incorrectly, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, yeah, okay. So we have to give police leniency because
why?
That's required for. Okay.
Why is it required?
I'm trying to think of an example, but like,
interesting that
if it's. You think we shouldn't give police leniency? I guess we should. We obviously think that, but
fuck no.
Okay, first of all, it wasn't a cold-blooded murder, but
it wasn't a cold-blooded murder. What would you call it?
In Breonna Taylor's case,
what would you? Call
it was an accidental murder.
It was an accident.
It was an accidental death.
It was an accident. Why were the police? Why were the police at her house?
Because her boyfriend was in. Her boyfriend had a warrant. She had a warrant as well, I think, but her boyfriend had a warrant, and they were there.
Incorrect.
Exercising that warrant. What they didn't do was call out. Their biggest problem was that they didn't call out that they were there.
Their biggest problem, and this is what was found in court, is that they lied to the judge to get the no-knock warrant. They lied, saying they saw drugs moving from the residence. This was found to be a lie. So no, fuck off. It was an accident. Fuck that shit. They lied to a judge to get a no-knock warrant.
Wait. The killing was an accident. We can say that, right?
No.
They intentionally killed Breonna Taylor?
Wait.
They didn't even know she was in the apartment.
Whether or not... Wait, I'm sorry.
They didn't even know she was in the apartment, bro.
Let's just
how is that intentional?
Let's just call this shit what it is. This shit is fucking premeditated, bro. You plan a no-knock warrant. You go into a house with somebody who has a registered firearm.
Did they even enter?
Yes, they entered the house.
Okay, good.
How are you fucking? Is this a joke, bro? And then you know what they got in trouble for? They didn't get in trouble for lying about the warrant, for shooting Breonna Taylor. They got in trouble for bullets entering another person's apartment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The case is. I think it's pretty bad, but we can't say that it's not accidental.
Would Breonna Taylor be alive? Would Breonna Taylor be alive right now if we didn't have police? Would she be alive?
She would be alive if we didn't have police. But there's there's a lot of people that wouldn't be alive if the murderers that are in prisons right now were out on the streets murdering people.
Interesting that Breonna Taylor would.
You don't think that?
We didn't have police. I just think it's interesting that she'd be alive right now.
Do you think it's okay? But do you think it's interesting that a lot of murderers are in jail right now and they're not able to commit murder because they're in jail right now? Is that interesting?
I think plenty of people commit murder out of jail. And I think the fact that they're in jail, and I think the fact that they're in jail means they already committed a murder. So they already killed somebody.
Yeah, but they're prevented from committing more murder.
Really? Do people get murdered in prison?
Yes. People do get murdered in prison, but it's a lot harder to murder people in prison because you don't.
Oh, okay.
Weapons.
So murder still does happen. So putting someone in prison doesn't prevent murder from happening because murder still happens.
No, but it does prevent murder from happening to people who don't deserve.
People in prison deserve to be
that's a really weird. That's really awful. Can I restate that? Can I restate that? Can I restate that? Can I backtrack for a second?
I don't no because
let me do that. Let me do that, please. Okay.
I said what you truly believe, dog.
It prevents people who are innocent and have not committed a crime.
So people that have committed crime it's okay if they get murdered.
No, it's not okay if they get murdered.
Oh, so then it doesn't matter if they're innocent or not.
It kind of does.
It does. So then people who commit crime it's okay that they get murdered.
No, it's not.
Then why
It's
does it
not. It's
matter
not okay
why
that
does
they
it
get
matter
murdered.
if other people are innocent or not?
I think that if you commit a crime, you forfeit your rights.
To live.
You forfeit your rights and accept.
To live.
No, you forfeit your rights to live in normal society. So you accept the consequences of going to prison with a bunch of other people who have committed a bunch of different crimes.
So it's okay if you get murdered.
No, is that what I said?
Yes, you specifically said that when they get murdered inside of prison, they're not innocent people. So yeah, this is what you're saying.
No. Okay, I backtracked that. I did backtrack that. So now I'm saying when you commit a crime, you forfeit your rights and accept the consequences, and those consequences are going into prison, which are absolutely definitely less safe than being in normal society.
So one of the consequences of like stealing like from Walmart is that you might get shanked in the shower.
One of the consequences of stealing from Walmart is that you might go to prison,
where you might get killed because murder still happens in prison.
Yes, you might get killed in prison. Yes, that's a yes. So wait, but we understand that one of the consequences of stealing from Walmart is that you might go to prison.
Wait,
and one of the consequences of being in prison is that you might get murdered.
Hold on. So this means that
you also might get murdered in normal society.
So this means that putting people into prison doesn't stop murders from happening. Correct?
It significantly reduces the likelihood of someone getting murdered.
Significantly reduces the likelihood, but murders still happen outside.
Maybe.
And they happen inside.
Yeah, but not to people who haven't forfeited their rights. Not to people who haven't.
What does it matter? Who haven't
forfeited their rights to be in prison.
There you go again. It happens to people inside,
but this is very logical. Though. It's a simple line of logic.
Yes, the logic is you believe that these people deserve it.
I think that you're moralizing it.
No, you specifically said it is.
No, you're moralizing it. You're definitely moralizing it.
Do I need to like play back the tape with the words you said, where I said, "Does the murder still happen?"
Do we want to play back the tape where I want to walk that back because I think I misspoke?
Wait, but you didn't walk it back because when I said, "But the murder still happens inside," you said, "Yeah, but it's happening to people who forfeited their rights." This would be implying that it is okay that this is happening because it's happening to a specific group of people.
I don't think that if I say that, I don't think I'm saying that it's okay to murder people or it's okay that people get murdered because there's a way that you can forfeit your rights to. That's not.
If I were to say the phrase, hold on, let's it's not a straw man. Let's say I were to say the phrase, I don't drive cars, and I said I don't drive cars. And you look and you see me in a car and you go, hey, what are you doing? You said you don't drive cars. You're in a car. And I said, yeah, but this is a red car. What am I implying by saying this? I'm implying that, well, this car is okay because it's red. So because it's red, this car is okay. And it breaks my rule of I don't drive cars. So when you say it's that murder is bad, and I say, but murder still happens inside a prison, and you go, yeah, but those people forfeited their rights. What you're implying is that it is okay because those people have done something that you see as making them, I don't know, I guess like lesser than the people that don't.
I just don't. It's just like it's a really big stretch that you're making. That I think that it's okay that people get murdered. I don't think it's okay that people get murdered at all.
Great. So then we recognize that putting people in prison does not stop murder. It doesn't prevent murder. It doesn't prevent murder, but it takes murder out of standard society. I wasn't done. Oh, but it takes murder out of standard society. Why is that preferable?
It's preferable because the people in standard society haven't forfeited their rights. I think it's, the people in society haven't forfeited their rights.
So it's preferable for murder to happen to people in prisons because they forfeited their rights.
Um, uh, I mean, I guess you're moralizing it. You're kind of moralizing it, but I think I'll bite that bullet. I mean,
You are the one who said it's preferable. You're
it's not
moralizing it and then getting
okay.
mad that it's being moralized.
I'm glad that we've moved off the idea that I think it's okay. It's preferable.
Something being preferable wouldn't
Probably.
be okay to you?
It's preferable that if you forfeit your rights, you accept the consequences of your actions, and those consequences involve being removed from society and being removed from society
You're
to
just further
a place
justifying
with people who have committed more heinous crimes.
Yeah, you're just further justifying.
I'm just making you understand my point.
No, you're just further justifying your point. The position that you said. Right?
Yeah, I'm further justifying my point, obviously, yeah.
Yes, your point is that it is preferable to murder people inside of prisons. However, your claim was
preferable,
that
it's preferable. It's preferable to people that that happens to people that haven't forfeited their rights, that don't accept the concept that they might get. Sorry, I can't really ever tell if you're like talking. I feel like I know when you're talking over, but it's like, I don't know, it sounds weird. But
I just want to lay out that your reason that we need prisons is for a place to put people that commit these crimes so that these crimes don't happen. Yet these crimes all still happen.
Wait. These crimes don't happen to people who haven't forfeited their rights.
Yes. So again, it's not about stopping.
But you left that part out. You left that part out. Okay,
you've just said it again. It's not about stopping the crimes from happening. It's just about moving the crimes to a population of people you think deserve to have the crimes happen to them. You think that people on the outside don't deserve those crimes.
It's about moving the crimes to a population of people who have forfeited their rights. Not that they deserve it, but that they are understanding that that might happen to them.
If you're saying the crime shouldn't be happening to Group A, they should instead be happening to Group B because of something Group B has done, then yes, you're saying they deserve it.
No, the crime shouldn't happen to Group A or Group B.
Oh, then what is prison accomplishing if the crime is still happening?
Because it's preferable that it happens to Group B. But it's not that they deserve it. It's that one group has accepted the idea and has forfeited their rights. And understand the consequences of their actions, and their actions that have led to them, I don't know, being in prison. I don't know.
So again, when we're saying something is preferable, we're saying we prefer it to happen.
We're not saying some people deserve it.
But you are. Totally different. Because what is the difference between Group A and Group B?
One group has forfeited their rights and has accepted that they might that they're going to a place where that they might go to a place where
it's preferable because Group B deserves it more than Group A.
No,
so it is preferable.
Okay, more than Group A. Probably that people who forfeit their rights are people who forfeit their rights and accept that they might go to a place where they're like it's all it's sort of like an exception of if you commit a crime. It's hard to say this because it's super moralized, but like one group has not said that I might go to a place where these types of people exist, and the other group has not, or whatever, the opposite of what I just said.
So let's just walk through this piece by piece.
You're gonna like reframe it in such a bad way. I don't want to walk through it. It's just like the way that you frame it is
I'm not going to reframe anything. What is the purpose of prisons? What do they use? What is our purpose of having prisons? What do they accomplish? What do prisons accomplish?
Well, in my what do I think they should, or what do they accomplish?
What do they currently accomplish?
Probably that they they remove people from society that commit crimes so that they're not committing crimes against like people who haven't forfeited their rights?
They remove crime. They remove people from society who commit crimes, so they're not committing crime against the people we think don't deserve that crime committed to them, even though they will be committing those crimes against other people. We didn't stop the crimes from happening. We didn't address the socioeconomic conditions that cause these crimes. We didn't address the systemic issues that might cause these crimes. All we did is move the crime. And the reason we moved the crime here is because we think that these people, it's okay that they commit the crime against each other, as long as that crime isn't being committed against the people that the state views favorably.
Sure. That's your framing.
No, that's literally just me expanding on what you said.
Yeah, it's you framing my argument, but it's yeah. I think it's. Do you think that people? Do you think that people? Are you talking?
No.
Thank you, Boo.
Sorry. Do you think that people who are in prisons? So do you think that people in the general public don't deserve crimes committed against them less than people in prison do?
I think putting people in prison doesn't stop the crime from happening.
Can you answer my question?
I am answering your question. Do you recognize that questions don't always have yes or no answers?
I mean, that's not what you said.
What are you talking about?
But okay.
When have I forced you into a yes or no answer?
Not in this conversation, but I'm saying that there's times when you want just a yes or no answer.
Yeah, I think this question you're asking is a nuanced question. You're asking me, do I think that we shouldn't be removing these people from society? I think removing people from society doesn't accomplish our goal of lowering crime. I think what we need to do is address the socioeconomic conditions that cause crime and lower crime through that way, so we don't have to remove these people from society. Like, let's just look at the
wait a minute. Do we have to remove these people from society?
Not always, no.
Okay, not always, but do we have to remove these people from society sometimes?
Certain people, possibly.
So then you agree with me?
No, I don't. Why should they be in a prison?
Well, you agree that. Well, why should it? Well, I ask you, why should they be in a prison?
Why shouldn't they be in a prison? Because prisons don't accomplish it.
Why should they be in a prison?
I don't think they should.
But you just said that some people need to be removed from society.
Yep.
Why?
Because they might be a danger.
You just said you didn't say that, but
because they might be a danger to themselves.
Because they might be a danger to who?
Themselves or others.
Or others. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what should we? So you're literally saying my point.
No,
so
not.
Others, as in who?
Literally anybody around them, including people that might also.
Wait, but if they're in prison, there's other people around them.
Yes, that's why I've said multiple times they shouldn't be in a prison. I don't know if you don't listen.
Wait. Okay. If we're removing them from society, where are we putting them?
I think that people who have compulsions that cause them to commit crime, violent crime specifically, they have these compulsions they can't control. They should be in like mental health institutions.
Around other people?
It's possible, but typically when you're in a mental health institution, you're like either, well, if you are like super violent, you'd be isolated.
Okay. So only super violent people should be should be removed from society. Only super violent people should be removed from society.
100%. Why would I send somebody to prison for a victimless crime? They didn't hurt anybody.
I don't disagree with that, but so okay, only super violent people should be removed from society, and they should be put in places where. So what if there's not enough space where we put them?
So we build another.
And that
So we build another facility.
Do we? So is your problem that we don't have enough prisons?
Nope, these wouldn't be prisons. They'd be mental health facilities where they can get treatment because they have a broken brain.
Okay. What if that's too costly? What if we have too many people that? Okay, I'll say rehabilitation is definitely preferable to prison.
You know that we don't have that many people. When it comes to like people that have compulsions to commit crime, it's probably not even 5% of the people that are currently in our prisons?
Probably. But
Okay, so
yeah,
where would the cost where would the
we're
cost
also
come
saying
from?
we're also saying that they should get even if there's 5% of people in prison, there's a lot of people in prison. Even 5% of people in prisons, or not even 5% of people in prisons, is going to be a lot to care for.
I'm sorry, 5% of our prison population would only be like 100,000 people across
Really?
yeah, there are only 2 million people in our prison system. So like, but also, why wouldn't I do this? Like, if it's gonna mean that we protect them and the people around them from being harmed, I don't think money's an issue. Spend whatever we have to
Okay.
spend.
Yeah. I think I'll say that I've sort of been forced into a corner, but I think that rehabilitative justice is absolutely better than our current prison system. But what if? So your abolition of prisons isn't like a pure abolition of prisons. If we could phase into rehabilitative justice, that would be better, obviously. But you are not totally against the idea of prisons
I'm sorry.
as they
Yes,
exist
I am.
because what?
Yes, I am. I don't want prisons.
Okay. What do we do right? Okay. What do we do right now, though?
Abolition. The movement to abolish prisons isn't a bottom down method. You can't do it bottom
Yeah.
down. We have to address the systemic issues in our country first. Then we can move to it. But like, it's not a bottom down. It's not a top down. It's a bottom up method. You can't do anything top
Yeah.
down.
Okay. So why? I don't know. I feel like you've kind of agreed with me a little bit, but not really. So you think
What did
that
I
there
agree with
are
you
some
on?
people that? What'd you say?
What did I agree with you on?
You think that there are some people that should be removed from society?
If they have mental health compulsions that compel them to do violent acts, I think they should be placed in a place where they can get mental health help, not where they are secured down as punishment for a crime, but where they can receive mental health treatment for their mental health problems. That's not a prison. I wouldn't say somebody on like a 48-hour psych hold is in a prison, right? Prisons are specifically state run facilities in which you are placed in as punishment for a crime, typically while you await trial and punishment for said trial. This wouldn't be somebody
Right.
in a
Okay.
facility where they're meeting therapists and like, right? Would you call a psych ward a prison? Like,
I wouldn't call it psych prison, no. But
okay,
okay, so your problem with prisons is that they're around other people.
no. My problem with prisons is prisons don't address crime.
Because they're still around other people and they can still commit crime around other people.
Well, because just look at the recidivism rate. The recidivism rate in the U.S. is 85%. So clearly, prisons aren't stopping people.
I don't think prisons solve crime. That's why I said.
So then
the way that prisons exist right now.
Yeah. So then I believe prisons are useless. If they don't exist to solve crime, if they don't exist to prevent crime, let me not say solve. If they don't exist to prevent crime, then what do they exist to do? It's just to move violent people, quote unquote. Half the people in prison aren't even violent, but it's just there to move people to out of society so that like you don't have to engage with them anymore.
Yeah, which is that preferable to them?
No.
Is that would you say that's not preferable?
No.
You would say that's not preferable that they're out of standard society. It's not preferable that they're out of standard society. That you would rather them be in normal society. That all the people in prisons, you'd rather them be in standard society.
The bulk of people in prisons, yeah, they should be in society. Yeah. Do you know what crime makes up the bulk of prison inmates? Like what crime they committed?
Probably property crime.
It's drug offenses.
Like stealing, maybe.
It's drug offenses.
So yeah,
Drug
sure.
offenses make up 43.8% of prisoners.
Yeah, I don't know why I got pigeonholed into prisons. It was more of an argument against police.
Well, police are
But
just tools of violence by the state to put people into prisons. Usually because the state profits off of prisoners, via their labor and via prisoners like purchasing stuff in prison. Like, do you know how much money commissaries make because they like overcharge for things? Like, commissaries make a fucking boatload. You can buy 25 cents worth of ramen, sell it for $5, and make a fucking sick ass profit.
In prison, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe you kind of moved me, but I just feel like police. I guess I don't know. I obviously think that police should be. I think that prisons should be reformed. I don't like the current prison system, but I think it's a better case than doing nothing.
I understand
obviously,
this, but let me just tell you, when it comes to police, abolitionists are in the business of creating a system for public safety. Police aren't there for public safety. That's not what they exist for. They don't exist to keep the public safe. We both have already agreed that there is a whole Supreme Court case where it said that like the police are not legally obligated to protect you. That's not what they're about. I want to replace them with a system of public safety. Now, if we go through and we address the systemic issues that cause crime, right? We're going to like poverty, which is like the biggest linchpin of crime. We're going to have less need for police to begin with, right? And then we can transform this into a system that is actually focused on keeping people safe and focused on harm reduction for people. Now, some people will still call this police because they don't have another word for it and they're just like pigeonholed into like, they've always called stuff like this police, but I don't think it will be police because I think police are meant for a completely different reason. So because I believe that police exist for a different reason, I wouldn't call these people police.
Oh, okay. So, let's see. I don't know. Okay, so if we know that there are people that should be removed from society, and they have a mental urge to commit crime or to whatever you said, to mental urge to be violent, how do we address these types of people without police? Do you think that? Yeah, how do we address people like that without police? Hello?
Oh shit, my bad. I was muted. Just saying
Okay.
that. I think the way to address this would be like mandatory therapy for children. I think if we put children into therapy at a very young age, like 5, maybe even younger.
Okay, wait. Sure. If we solve the issue, then the issue doesn't exist. But we have the issue right now.
Wait, I'm not talking about solving the issue. I'm talking about recognizing the issue. Children are much more willing to let adults know that they have sort of these thoughts when they don't believe, right? Like there's a reason why we can kind of catch sociopathy in children way easier than we can in adults, because adults learn to hide it. So what I'm saying is to address this.
But you're not really answering my question, though.
100% answering your question.
We have these issues.
How do we address?
We have these issues right now in society. I'm saying, how do we solve these issues? Issues with.
I'm not saying that we abolish police right now, right?
Okay, so police should exist right now as we solve.
Right now they have to, because we haven't addressed the systemic issues that create these crimes. So they have to.
Okay, well, I feel like it's not really an argument for abolishing police then.
What are you talking about?
If we solve all the crime, obviously we don't need police or prisons.
You don't know what the argument is because you keep interrupting me as I'm talking.
Right.
When it comes to people who have like sociopathy or compulsions to commit crime, I think the way we address this on a systemic level is we start when you are a child. We give you 2 mandatory counseling sessions a week. You're more likely to open up that you might have an issue like this to a therapist when you're young, or to a counselor, or to a trusted adult. Therefore, we can get you the help you might need prior to, because the fun fact is that like cognitive behavioral therapy starting from a young age can prevent these things from becoming compulsions that you end up committing, or we're able to address trauma that leads to these compulsions, right? A lot of the times these compulsions to commit violent acts come from trauma, so we get kids trauma counseling from a young age. We do all of these things to prevent. When it comes to the people that already exist, if somebody does kill somebody, right, we would still have somebody go and take them and arrest them, or I don't even know that we'd call it an arrest, but we would have somebody, for lack of better term, arrest them because they've committed a violent act. But again, I don't believe this to be what police are at their core. I think it is a function of police, but it can be a function of another service too. It doesn't have to be police. So this is what I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, I agree that if we solve crime, we don't need police or prisons. I also, I mean, yeah, I didn't say my position at the start, but I do feel like there's obviously systemic issues that we can address that could limit the amount of crime that exists. But it just, I don't know. It's not uh, the function that police serve today. There's a problem, I think, but um, I guess I didn't understand your entire your point about abolition entirely or prisons entirely. I don't know. I guess so, but I guess I agree with you mostly. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Okay.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna move on
How
because
do you
I
feel
have
about
to
Luigi
be.
Mangione?
He didn't do it, so.